What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, your friendly host every Friday morning, talking all about app growth, especially when it comes to downloads and monetization. And today, I got a phenomenal guest. He's been able to build multiple products and get it to 1 million ARR. And he's going to break down his entire process for finding these ideas, getting distribution, because that is so dang hard, and then obviously monetizing them, including some gamification topics. Okay, let me try that again, including some gamification topics. All right, without further ado, let's bring in Zach. Welcome to the show, Zach. You're on mute, bro.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It just like it's muted itself.
Well, welcome to the show, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
So I want to give you a proper introduction. This is Zakhar Azatian. Okay, he's a bootstrapped technical solo founder in San Francisco, my neighbor, and the creator of BeHard. And this is BeHard.co, a gamified accountability app that helps you build your life around different cool challenges. Zach, all right. Yeah. Anything else you want to say off of that?
Yeah, just like it's a big problem with healthy lifestyle. Not a lot of people live in like healthy lifestyles. That's what we're trying to fix. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's it.
Bro, I love me a challenge. I went vegan in 2019, all because my wife was like, I'm gonna go vegan, and you know, she did it for more like cool reasons. You know, I had no reason other than
a couple of times, by the way. Yes, it's like I did it too. Yeah,
I went no reason. I was like, that seems like a fun challenge. Let me do it. And so I love me a challenge as well, man. So I do want to. What's up, Frank? Good, Frank. You and me all day, baby. And Frank was just wait. Frank and I was on a call earlier. All right, let me go into your presentation. Hold on one second. Enter full screen here. Cool. I say hi. Come on. I know there's people there. Say hi, people. Tell me where you're from. All right, Zach, take it away.
Yeah. So basically, I wanted to start like maybe like from the basics, from my story, how I build like multiple products, and how I grew it to 1 million in ARR. They kind of like some of them were more, some of them were like around 1 million ARR. So, but yeah, that's yeah. I just want to start with that, and yeah, should we go like to the next slide?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So my name is Zakhar. I'm the founder of CEO of BeHard right now. I have like 7-8 years building like B2C mobile apps that generated like millions in revenue. Like I went from software engineer like to product managers, and I was a founder, so I kind of like know all the cycle basically. So, and that's one of the reasons I kind of like was able to build like these products, I think. Yeah. To be honest, I built like more than 10, around 20, maybe like, or maybe even more. It's like because I was building a lot of products, but like some of them were successful. Yes, this is kind of like examples of products I built before. It's like worth noting that behind every of this product, there was a great team behind it. So it's like great user acquisition managers, great managers, product managers, and stuff like that. But like I was in every of this team, like I think maybe like as one of the key figures, I think possibly. Yeah, and yeah, so right now building BeHard, it's also reached like 1 million in ARR right now, even more. So before I was building like a novel platform. Yeah. So this is kind of like stories, and this is the kind of products that I was building before as a PM, product manager, and like as an engineer too. Yeah.
You know what I found in my career, Zach, and this is for those who might be in the engineer PM. Oh, bless me.
Bless you.
Thank you, bro. You know, it's all cycles into becoming a founder. Like for the longest time, I felt like, man, am I ever going to become a founder if I'm ever going to be an entrepreneur? And then looking back on it, it's like all the experience and all the knowledge I got as, you know, for me, a growth person, a product person, helped me become a better founder. And so if you're an engineer right now, if you're a PM, like and your goal is to become a founder, like I would say, keep at it. Like it'll eventually get there and keep learning.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Starting from engineer or PM is one of the greatest like thing like to then transfer to the
100%.
founder position. Yeah, so it's like because if you can build it and you understand what to build, is great. Also,
Mhm.
user acquisition managers and analytics also transfers really great.
100%, bro. Yeah, that is so true. All right, get to this.
Also, being a creator kind of entrepreneurial from your side, I think like it's really entrepreneurial. You need to do everything like so. It's like it's
Yeah.
simple. Yeah, and this is one of my tags. I think like one of the biggest mistakes founders make is building before validating. What do you think about that, Steve?
Oh,
Have you
bro, like
something similar?
100%. Yes. Like this is what I talk about all the time too. I'm just like distribution's the hardest channel, and and I'm like build one feature, like one premium feature, and that's it. Like stop trying to build too much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here. So it's like it just try to think about the problem where will you get traffic and everything before building the product itself. Because right now okay, it's maybe a bit easier to validate with building because of all the products right now. But anyway, just try to validate first. Let's go to the next slide. It's just like maybe it's the basically. Oh, you wanted to something to add, Steve? Maybe.
No, this is perfect, Zach. It's your
Okay,
show,
okay,
bro.
yeah. I just wanted to say about more how I pick ideas, and I think like from my experience, by perfect idea is usual intersection between your interest, expertise, and opportunity. But usually you should get at least two of these in a good way. Yeah. Some effects
Yeah,
from
some
my
effects. No, I completely
yeah.
agree with that. And I think it's sort of the way that App Masters was built was around my interests. I wanted to be a game show host, my expertise, marketing, and then the opportunity is the apps. Like I saw that apps were growing. I saw that I was making my own apps. And so it did become like the perfect idea for me. And it was an intersection of all of this stuff. And I like to create content, right? Like this is I want to be a game show host. That's my interest. Like, can I get paid for it? Nobody's paying me to be a game show host. So, you know what I mean? It just has to live in the interest part. And then the expertise part is what people are paying me for. But, like I still want to have some fun with the interest stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. Just like match us with your life. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, it's a great opportunity right now. It just perfectly matches with what I like and with my expertise. Maybe it takes time to get to this point sometimes because
Sure.
you need to build up to that. But I think just like it will come to everybody. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. Because
some
sometimes
point
a
of
lot of
time.
people stay here. Like, and I've done this too. Zach, like some of my failed projects have been, oh, I'm just interested, right? And that back to your point about validation, it's like, oh no, I'm just interested, and like, is there if I might be here, like I'm interested and I have some expertise in it, but like nobody wants this, the opportunity does not exist. So yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
intersection, bro.
Yeah, usually like opportunity right now, especially, it's one of the most important to be honest,
Yes.
because probably like from the human perspective, interest is the most important, but like from the perspective of building successful like product, company, and business, opportunity is one of the most important things, right?
Yeah.
So if it's the
Love
right
that.
opportunity, so you can build anything with it. Maybe
All
you
right.
can transfer to something that is more interesting to you too. So it's like it's kind of like there's no formula, as I always say, just like you trying to build something as you believe in. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, now that you have some ideas, here's how Zach sort of figures
Yeah.
out which one to build.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, just like a super simple flow. Usually, like if you even have like this chart of intersection and everything, it just there is no particular flow how to actually rank everything, and I won't talk about that. So basically, this is my flow. So just like at the beginning, just like as you brainstorming ideas, so just put anything into the Notion table, then add like ranking from all the category, how much you're interested in it, what is the opportunity, and then just make it data driven and measurable. I think it's important. Just like why, for example, it is opportunities 4 or 5. I will talk about it later, how to actually measure it. For example, it will be an example, but then you get every category scored, and you just make a formula calculating average pick the highest one. If you think it's not the highest one, it just like then you're trying to kind of like measure different ideas between each other. And that's the point actually, because when you're in your mind trying to understand what is the best idea, it's kind of frustrating a little. But like when it's on the paper, on in the Notion, it just like makes it much easier. You're trying to understand like, oh, I like it maybe more, but why it's higher and why it's lower and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
You got next one?
yeah. So basically, this is just the basic idea, maybe how to score opportunity. Just like if something is, if there is high demand, for example, put one more. If the revenue proof, one more. Competition level. I think like one of the really important here is like competition level, because right now everything have pretty high competition, and so you need to find, especially if you're solo founder starting like from zero or something, I think it's really important to find like this balance between too low competition and too high competition. And it's really the challenge, because for example, if there's too low competition, probably there is no product, no opportunity. Or maybe if there is like demand and revenue proof, but there's only one product, for example, it's a red flag. Usually, so everybody thinks that it's a good thing, but like I would question that, because sometimes it means that this product and company actually have something that others don't, and all others kind of like just died.
Yeah.
So this is one of the thinking methods that I sometimes use. And the fourth one is retention. Does it really fix a real problem, or is it like really entertaining in some cases, if it's entertainment games, whatever. And the fifth one is like timing. So I think timing is also one of the most important. If something new come out, like for example, there is some examples on the next slide. For example, for timing,
Yeah.
I think it's really great. Like if in my career, for example, iOS 14 widgets was one of these opportunities. When with iOS 14, Apple released like widgets for iOS, and maybe you remember there was like a boom of widgets apps at that time.
Yeah. Widget
Yeah,
Smith. Yeah, totally.
yeah, like widgetsmith, for example, we were building like at that company that I was working in, widgetbox. I don't know, I probably don't know like this product, but whatever, it's
Mhm.
one of the top, were one of the top of widgets apps at the time. I think probably like top 3 or something. And here is just like you see an opportunity, you try to execute fast, and you try to get any expertise that you have like in marketing and everything, just like to make this opportunity work. The other example is just like ChatGPT API release. You
Yeah.
also probably remember at that time when ChatGPT came out, there wasn't an app, iOS app, for example, for ChatGPT.
Yeah. Dude, everybody was
Yeah,
on that. Yeah.
yeah,
Everybody was
yeah.
using that
And
keyword.
there's so many products that just like tons of apps making like really good amount of revenue,
Yeah.
just like from the, because people were searching like ChatGPT, for example, and there wasn't like an app for that. So that's one of the example too. Maybe there's some new model will come out if there is new opportunities. So it's like it's really, I think it's really probably one of the usually great signals for opportunity. Social media trends also great, like for us, for example, like for BeHard challenges and stuff. It's we just always monitoring like social media, what is coming new, and yeah. So it's like it's usually great to jump on any trends that we have. Yeah, on
Zach,
social
I wanted
media.
to take this opportunity to be like, this is such an engineer's mindset, right? Like, I'm a marketing guy, so I'm always like, what does my gut say? You know, what does it feel like? And should I do this? And you're like, nope, let's put a number to this and let's really put some like actionable like data behind any idea, which I love, by the way. I need that balance.
Yeah, I think it's just like it should be combination of the gut and numbers,
Yeah.
because for example, like for me to tell about this, it's really too hard to transfer this gut feeling to other people.
Yes.
So usually numbers are just like much easier to communicate. For example, yeah, if you have a team, right? So and you want to like communicate to the team that it's a really great opportunity, how you will transfer this gut feeling to them. So you need to prove it somehow. Like, and if you're founder, it's okay. You just can say that let's build it. I think it's gonna be huge. But like when you're in the team, usually, and it's not like any. It's more like a like not dictatorship or something. Yes, it's like you just like usually need to communicate why do you think it's a good idea. Yeah, so and numbers usually is the best way.
Yeah. Well,
The
I mean, I
easiest
know
way.
our community is all founders primarily, and whether they have a job or not, but they are all founders, and so they can pretty much build anything. But I think it's like really thinking through like, is it worth building? Because there's a
Yeah, yeah,
time
yeah.
opportunity cost behind everything.
Yeah, just like communication is just like one of the parts, but like really just understanding for yourself, it just
Yeah.
I try to understand like any problem before like building anything like from A to Z, like, and that's I think that's a way out. You try to make it in with numbers, we try to make it like quality for like interviews and everything, then you try to make like market research and everything, and just put it all together and then think about it. Yeah, so
Love it.
because
Okay.
kind of like it just like some useful tools
No,
probably
go
a
ahead.
lot.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead. Come
it
on.
just sometimes I think it's probably one of the most important parts in terms of like building something, like it's actually think about what you want to build. It's but sometimes people take too much on that. I think it's just a right balance, because for example, let me you can build like really great product for something that people don't want, uh, and the idea that you can apply for these any growth hacks that you can find online from the smartest people in the world to this product, but it won't work anyway. So it's like, but like
Yes.
you try, but you get these growth hacks and like apply to these like idea that really people like, and it will just sometimes you're just like trying to swim against the flow. So
Yeah.
and just don't do that. That's the
No.
idea. It just like, and sometimes building is validating. I can understand some people saying that. So you can
Yeah.
build really fast, ship it, see it works, not go to the next one. Okay, it's one of the ways of validating too. Well, yeah, makes sense.
No, you're absolutely right, because a lot of times, like even our growth hacks, like we have this lifetime free growth hack that we run, and the ones that have really taken off, Zach, is the one where back to your slides, like it was it the best one was like interest, expertise, opportunity, like back to these like ideas, right? Like, hey, does it retain when you do this stuff? Like the best growth hack we had was we took an app that's making about a couple of $100 a month and took it to a six figure $90,000
Uh,
within the first year. And it was that growth hack. And I'm like, dude, if I could do this growth hack for every app and it worked for every app, it just didn't exist. It was just there was demand. I knew there was revenue proof. The competition wasn't too steep yet. It was like an AI note taker app. We
yeah,
already
yeah,
knew all these things. And honestly, it was like timing, right? Like I know you had it on here. Is like, is it the right time and opportunity? It was there. Like it wasn't too competitive yet that we just hit on something and it was able to grow that quickly. But yeah, like I know I share a lot of growth hacks, so I'm guilty of that. But you know what I mean? Like you need these opportunity signals to make it really stick long term.
yeah, yeah. Growth hack, it's just like it's about experimentation, basically. I
Yeah.
think, like, yeah. So you just experiment with anything you can find, anything can work for your product. Yeah. So and it just like the butterfly. I will tell about it maybe later.
Yeah.
Later. Yeah, yeah. So about the research tools, just like some basics, nothing fancy to be honest. Yeah, I think it's enough like to get some basic ideas from like any product right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
know all of that probably, right? So
I know
all of
all
it.
of them, but I want to make sure that
Yeah,
the audience knows too. Like foreplay, really good for like ads and seeing
yeah,
what
yeah.
type of
Exactly,
ads are
exactly.
working
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Sensor Tower, I think in app figures, everybody knows that. And then obviously everybody knows Google Trends. But I think Ad
yeah.
Spy is just another tool for ads.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, AdSpy just like a product for you to monitor like competition ads, like on Meta ads, for example.
Love it. Okay. And
Yeah,
I think we're going to get to this, Ken. Ken says, how long do you spend validating? Don't worry. We got this. Okay. A little
yeah,
teaser
yeah, yeah.
coming up.
There will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like kind of like how expertise, how I score expertise. Can I build this? Basically, if simple terms, can I build this? Can I market this? Can I understand how the product works, like how to make it better as a product and how to make money from it, monetization part. Just also score. You can from 1 to 4, whatever.
Yeah.
It's your game. Do it as you want, but it's like it's a basic layout. Yeah. What do you think about this tip? So
I love
just
it.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one of our apps that we launched in 2020, I forget exactly when, but it's been our best performing app right now so far. And it's just we got downloads right off the bat, Zach. Like, and I was able to like, I'm like, okay, people are searching for it. And then I built it, and we couldn't monetize that well. And so understanding the monetization is so key in testing out. And what I say to people is like, if you can figure out distribution, you'll eventually figure out monetization, because
Yeah,
monetization
yeah,
feels a little bit easier than distribution to me.
exactly.
Maybe because I
Yeah,
know, yeah, monetization more.
I totally agree that monetization is just like distribution. Sometimes it's also about timing a lot of times, and it's more hidden than monetization, I would say. Like for example, if you find any product online, distribution usually you can't understand it 100% how it works behind the scenes. I think
Yes.
that's a challenge. But monetization, you just download any product or any web app, you just see all the monetization flow. You just like try to analyze it as much as possible. That's why it's easy, yeah, right? So
Yes.
because
There you
if
go.
anyone if anyone just found something great with monetization and it's growing, just go to their product, see what they did, try to copy it. That's
Yes. That's
it.
it. That's it.
Distribution kind of the same, but sometimes it's hard to find this like what they did, because there is no like specific yeah, so it's like just usually more difficult to find like what has actually worked for
Yep.
them.
I love it.
Yeah, and I like your idea that it's yeah, just like pick top one idea. And I actually like that you said that it's usually if you find out distribution, and for me sometimes validating is actually to find in distribution. So
Mm,
if you, for example, if you just I think it's also about understanding your situation. For example, your situation as a founder, for example, if you have like $500 to spend for the company, and you have like $1 million company, $1 million to spend for like for marketing and everything, you have different situations, and you need to understand like that. For example, with $1 million, you have more time, no, kind of like more space for errors sometimes. So you can just try different products and you'll try different distribution channels. Maybe
mm,
if they don't work, but like if you have, for example, $500, you don't have as much room for errors. So
right.
you have a lot of time, right? So if you don't spend like for marketing anything, but you need to understand your situation properly. So because if you don't have any money for marketing, you need to find something that can generate you revenue without investing too much.
Yep.
At least something at the beginning that can get you like to this compounding growth. When you got something from revenue, you reinvest into the product. Got something from reinvest into the product. Yeah, yeah,
Well, I mean, the way I look at it, Zach, and the thing that I've been talking about lately is like channel market fit. Like I know a lot of people do product
yeah,
market fit. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna. You tell me what you think. I'm like, I'm gonna assume you're smart enough, because I'm gonna assume most people are smart. I'm gonna assume
yeah,
you're smart enough to figure out product market fit, right? Like you've
yeah,
done
yeah,
all this stuff, you took a look at it, and you understand there's a real need. And what we did with our app was like, some people were like, hey, I saw social media challenge. I built an app out of it, right? I tested
yeah,
and validated through social media. Parallel Live, Ethan, past podcast guest, went on to 1 million ARR and plus, and just started creating content and started validating his idea before building the app. For me, I look at, I know it's not on here, but I look at App Store search. All right, what are people searching for? You kind of say this, right?
exactly.
Are people
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
searching for this? So I'm like, okay, and then I build the app that way. So those are the signals I'm looking for, and you just have to build something easy enough, simple enough for people to use. And if you're getting downloads, you'll figure it out. And we did figure out like weekly
yeah.
plans were working better for us versus yearly plans. So yeah,
Yeah,
I love it, man.
exactly. Or maybe it's something like expertise scoring. Also, like in terms of if you know there's a demand and
Yeah,
you really great at some marketing channel, it's also
yeah,
like as you said, like marketing channel feed. You just like you can actually kill it because if you really if you have like super great expertise at Meta, for example, Meta paid ads, and it just like if you have a budget to spend, yeah, and if there is a demand and people want this, yeah,
yep.
so
I
it's a
love it.
great fit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically this is the next step. Pick top one idea, then just build it in a week and launch.
Yep.
Usually I almost all of the products that we were kind of like successful we built in a week. like
Wow.
with a current company like BeHard, with passion that we built before, with any products that we try to validate really fast. And maybe there is a flow to that too, but I try to make it's the idea like how you can make it in a week. So basically you try to remove something, then you try to, okay, maybe it will take too long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there we can talk about that more in details. But yeah,
I
we
love it.
can continue to. Yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
example. Zach's going to share the example of how BeHard started and then what it looks like right now. And he'll
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
you the philosophy of building in a week. So, all
Yeah,
right.
basically, like especially right now with all the agents, and this is not even autonomous agents, and you can already build like super great stuff with it. You can risk and like to use autonomous agents like at all, but like try to be careful with that. They also can build you a product really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can actually also do like a factory that trying different trying different like product ideas. For example, also trying to validate through the agents first, and then if something picking up or you see the potential, then you kind of like invest your kind of human time into that more and trying to make it much more profitable or something. Yeah, yeah. The next is just like as the BeHard, for example, started
I'm
and
going to
is it
zoom
right
into
now?
this. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It was like at the beginning, it was like super simple. I would
Wow.
say.
First workout,
It,
second workout, 10 pages. I love it, dude. I love it. I love the simplicity of it.
yeah, 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 yeah. So right now it's like there is like social features, there's like progress tracking, like insights. Where we're trying to
Friend.
build like a lot more tools, like AI also, like a lot of different like monetizations and stuff. Yeah, and it's also not the end. We right now we're preparing like the next big thing, I would say, to like it can change like the product pretty drastically too. Yeah, and this is not the end for sure.
I love it.
In terms of iteration. Yeah.
We are going to get into the distribution problem and how Zach was able to figure it out for his app. And so stay tuned
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
I know there might be some being happening from this. All right. After launch.
Yeah, it's just like super also like flow. That's I just trying to think into the flows. Like this happens, what the next? No, yes, yeah. So basically, if you launched, usually like I think it's important like have you validated or not. But usually, if you not properly validated, 90% of the time, if you launch, there is no traffic, no revenue. Do you
Yeah.
agree?
Yes.
Usually the common case, like.
Yes.
But like the idea that I want to say that it's like sometimes it's distribution problem, sometimes it's a product problem. Because
Yes.
usually what people do, they launch the product, then they don't have any traffic, and they think I will improve the product and somehow I will get the traffic. But like it's not the case. You need to first like get the traffic to this version of the product, see how it performs in terms of product metrics
Mhm.
like retention, activation, like revenue, LTV, conversion rate to the purchase, like subscription, whatever you do, monetization. And then you kind of try to understand if everything works, you have traffic, you have revenue, you try to scale. So, and then there's like users. If and there's like a loop, yeah, basically.
You know, Zach, this is so perfect because I was talking to my team internally yesterday and I said, look, guys, you're trying exactly what you just said. We have a distribution problem and you're trying to solve a different problem. You know, you're trying to solve a conversion problem. Like we're trying to do screenshot tests. I'm like, bro, you have no downloads. What is a screenshot test going to actually prove to you? Because Zach, I challenged myself in the beginning of 20, at the end of 2023, and I didn't even create the video. That was the end goal. But I was like, I'm gonna have the blandest screenshots. They're literally screens of the app, right? And I'm
Yeah,
gonna fix the distribution problem. And I'm gonna show you like what's really important. And we were able to make $1,000 within the first month just using
nice.
ASO, right? And just like really tweaking all that stuff and that solving that distribution problem with the ugliest screenshots with the basic features. And so I'm like, look, you know, don't try to solve a problem, solve the whatever you're trying to solve. What's the best? You said it the best way. You know, don't try to solve the problem you're trying to solve and don't try to
Yeah,
build
yeah,
more features or do other things. I'm like, is this actually solving your problem? what you're working on. If it's not, then don't spend any time on it. You're wasting time.
Yeah, exactly. With screenshots, actually, it's like super funny. I also have a couple examples of it in terms of screenshots because I remember like I did screenshots for the product myself. So
Yeah.
like first, then we were started working with designers, and we spent so much time to try to make the best screenshots we can. Because like different iterations, we always, as usually probably know that for ASO there's like a lot of iterations of the screenshots.
Yeah.
But yeah, for example, we spent like these 2-3 weeks, I remember, like trying to make these perfect screenshots, and they performed worse than
First,
the screenshots that I did like in a couple of days. I remember also like hiring this like fancy agency for the screenshots that also tried to do like 5 different variations of the screenshots, also didn't perform. So it's crazy sometimes with screenshots. Yeah, we're trying to make as best as possible, but it's just like sometimes ugly things just work.
dude, I know. I'm like I've already seen the ugly apps because I get to talk to so many people. I've seen ugly apps make money with the ugliest things, ugliest screenshots, ugliest everything. So
Yeah, yeah. And this is just like the loop of iteration, I would say. And
mhm,
you can apply it. You can apply it for everything. I would say, like for marketing, for product, for any problems. Usually, I, I
100%.
I really I like this because it's like framework of you can apply it to anything also in your life, I would say.
Yes.
So, but for the product and marketing, it's really for example, let's say that your first experiment is actually a launch, right? You see the results, you analyze the results of the launch, and you see is it profitable or not. If it's not profitable, you try to identify is it distribution problem or is it is it distribution. If it's
Yeah.
distribution problem, you try to identify like why I don't have any distribution. So, and you say, okay, maybe I didn't launch any marketing campaigns, for example, for that. You okay, let's try to launch, you design experiment with launching marketing campaigns on like some channel, something. Yeah, and then you just run this experience, you analyze the results. Are these profitable or not? For example, if
Yes.
it's not profitable, is it just like is the like CSC like too high, for example, or maybe you don't have enough conversion rate in your product or something. So you're trying to identify this bottleneck. You design experiment to fix, for example, LTV problem, or
Yes.
maybe like too low CTR or something like in the on the marketing side, running this experiment, analyze results. It just like it goes like that forever.
Yep.
I think any company doesn't stop and do it. They do it every day, every week, every month, every year. Just like you design experiments, you analyze the results. If it's profitable or not. Just if also like if it's profitable, you just scale it and try. Usually, if something profitable and try to scale it, it becomes less profitable. Was it like from your experience, right?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So, for example, if you scale campaign, some like marketing campaign, because you scale it, it just like the
It
cost of
becomes not
acquisition.
yeah, it
Yeah,
becomes not
yeah, yeah.
unprofitable. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
if you analyze results, it's still profitable, just scale it. If it's
Yeah.
profitable enough for you, for example, just scale it. If it's not profitable, why it's not profitable? Identify the
Yeah.
bottleneck. There's an experiment around it. So, right, so
You know,
probably I don't know. It's such a basics. I don't know. Is it? What do you think about it?
completely agree. Like I sometimes I feel the same way you do because I'm like, am I thinking about it basically? Like is it too
Yeah,
basic for me? And I read this great book by Dan Martell. It's called, I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. It's called Software as a Science. And I did the audiobook. I try to read. It takes me too long to read. But anyways, but I'm glad I started the book because in the book, I took a screenshot of it. It's like business is simple. It's just a simple math problem. And you kind of broke it down perfectly in your slides too. It's like distribution,
yeah,
conversion, LTV, like retention, LTV, and then the CAC and cost per acquisition. And it's just like it is that simple, and yet we complicate it. And I was like, oh my God, I've been saying this, but it almost takes, somebody that I admire or in a book to say it that way too. That I'm like, okay, I'm not stupid. Like I know what I'm talking about, right? Because I was like,
yeah,
I tell my kids all the time, Zach, I'm like, learn algebra, be good with algebra. You don't need to know anything else. You just need to know algebra because that'll get you
yeah,
a long ways because everything is just an equation. And I always say, figure out distribution. Distribution is going to be the hardest. If you can't get distribution, you can't get anywhere else. And you set it up here too. Where was that
yeah,
slide? But that distribution was the thing. Like, hey, if you got a problem, yeah, here, this. You can see like everything else has a tree, but this
yeah.
this is the first one, doesn't have a tree. If you fix this one has more trees underneath this. But if you
Yeah,
don't can't fix this, it's going to be a big problem here.
yeah. Sometimes in this, for example,
Yeah,
even product problems could be the distribution problems in some
yeah,
cases,
yeah.
because you don't get the right audience for the product. Sometimes
Hmm.
it also could be the right way. So distribution problems is usually like even for different marketing campaign, there's product metrics that like super different, could be super different, and like if you get the right audience, even with the worst product, sometimes it could perform pretty well. Yeah,
Love it. All right, well, let's speed up a little bit just to
yeah,
get
yeah,
to
yeah,
the, because I really want to focus on the marketing. I would love to hear, what's work. So, all
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah. So basically, like as you said, like it's all the math problem.
yeah,
But for the math, like for the like business, you need to understand the metrics and the benchmarks too. It's like super important to understand like the marketing metrics, all the product metrics. I just like listed them.
right here.
I just
Just
yeah,
take a
just like some
screenshot.
examples. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, some examples. Probably a lot of people know them.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can easily like probably also ask ChatGPT about them. Um, yeah, but
You
I
said it
don't
here,
know.
right here, Zach. I think the difference between indies and like more sophisticated, I got investors, is indies. This is what I feel, and I sometimes I'm like I'm like, dude, is this right? Like
Yeah,
indies look at ROAS, right? Like, and that's day one. That's like month one. So I spent 1,000 this month. How much did I make this month? Right? That's
yeah,
ROAS, like return on ad spend. But for me, like especially when we're talking to investors, we're looking at LTV to CAC ratio. So
yeah,
LTV, and a lot of the more sophisticated, I would say, growth marketers out there, and they're like, they can be big or they can be bootstrapped as well. They're looking at LTV. And a past guest of mine, he was talking about John from Momingo. He's like looking at the 3-month LTV, right? And he's like,
yeah,
okay, within 3 months, how much am I making to CAC, right? And you have
yeah,
to know this number, because if you get a customer this month, like I'm like our business, we're on a monthly thing, right? If I get a customer this month, great, that's $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
But they stay on for usually 6 months. So that's technically the LTV is $6,000. So if I'm just trying to spend for this month, my maybe I'm just trying to get a CAC for like $500 if I'm trying, or like $1,000. But I'm like, yo, I can go up to $3,000 if my LTV is $6,000. I just have to wait 6 months. But that's the number you should truly be looking at, because that's what investors are going to be looking at right here.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that
exactly.
you put that in there.
Yeah. It's
Agree?
just like it's super important, huh? Yeah,
You can
it's like
disagree.
yeah. No. I'm just like I'm super for that because I can also say that it's like sometimes it depends like what company do you build, because like this kind of like VC story could be like super different. Like for
Mhm.
example, I probably my guess that OpenAI not like for example OpenAI, right? So and it's I probably they have troubles with CAC and LTV ratio.
Yes.
But the idea that in their case, for example, it's if you build like super great company and you will be like the leader that for like Google right now, then in the future it will be such a huge this ratio, like cost of acquisition, like comparing to LTV, that it doesn't matter that right now you're not profitable, for example. Yeah, so it's like
Like Amazon, right? They were just like
yeah, Amazon.
non-profitable for the longest time. Yeah.
Yeah. So like 20 years or something, like I don't
Yeah.
remember. So it's like it's crazy. It's really crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes it's also like it's important like what story you're trying to build with your
Yeah.
company. Like if it's just like cash flowing company. So yeah, this is one of the most important things. Yeah.
All right. Marketing channel distribution.
I just laid out like super simple, nothing for now. Like, but we can get into deeper here.
Yeah.
For example, like you probably know all of these guys, like organic channels, influencer marketing, paid ads. There's a lot of talk was about the influencer marketing, for example, Scale AI, paid ads. Like almost any app scaling on paid ads. Usually, like if it's like tens of millions of ARR. And you probably heard about like Steve talking about the organic channels a lot.
Sure.
ASO, I think you are the master of ASO and ASA. So we can talk more in details like about that. If yeah, what
No,
do you
well,
think?
talk to me about
Yeah,
BeHard, Zach. Like, what was
yeah,
the initial channels? Because I find that sometimes the initial channels are not the channels that help you scale as
yeah,
well,
yeah,
right? And so, what I typically say is like, hey, ASO is great for validation. Apple ads really good for visibility or in the early stages because then you don't have to find influencers and creatives and videos and optimize for that. You just need keywords. And so, what was the beginning channels for you with BeHard?
yeah, yeah. As usually, like as you launch, you
Yeah.
almost you always have organic channel, right? So sometimes you have traffic from but from default, if you launch and you have organic channel. So we started with that. It makes
Mm,
sense.
yes.
So, but the idea for us was that we were like platform with challenges at that time, and the idea that these kind of like challenges were popular on social media, and there's a lot
Mm,
of people posting about it, a lot of people searching, and our idea was how we can get like the part some like percentage of this traffic from, and that's how we designed our first campaigns. We're okay, there are people posting in TikTok, we try to get into TikTok. There's people searching like in Google and Apple App Store, we're trying to get like into that, and that's how we started initially. We started like with organic channels, ASO, ASA, for example. It's ASA, it's not organic, it's paid, but like
yep.
it's usually works great with together. I think like ASA is a great tool if you know how to use it, but usually it's also like if it's super competitive, it's really hard to scale and like to launch properly
Yes. Yep.
with a good customer acquisition to LTV ratio. For influencer marketing, we just had a great user acquisition managers that we generate like tens of millions of views on TikTok with
Wow.
influencers. Yeah, yeah, but for the influencers, it's really hard. It's really great at the beginning. I usually say that. Let me explain why. So because influencer marketing is really hard to attribute. It's one of the biggest, I think, problems with influencer marketing. If you have traffic from other channels, like and it's like let's say it's 100,000, let's say hundred thousands like installs like daily or something,
Yep.
like as a, and you're trying to understand that you might, for example, influencer video and try to understand like how much it bring you downloads and sales. It's almost impossible.
Mm,
Like especially if you have a lot of downloads, like, it thousand maybe it's not as a lot, but if you have a lot of downloads, it's really hard to get like attribution right when the influencer marketing. But like if you have, for example, let's say 100 zero downloads, whatever, a really small amount, you just attribute based on the peaks of the traffic. You just launch the video, like for example this Wednesday, you analyze like Wednesday how many downloads you have, like what is the sales from these downloads, and that's how you understand the basically analytics behind the influencer marketing. And usually like if you found really great influencer for your product, it could be like really profitable, like comparing to paid ads sometimes. But I think like the really important thing, if you find the right influencer for yourself, for not for yourself, for the company, and trying to make like long-term deals with this influencer. Yeah. So
mm,
yeah,
I
does
like
it
it.
make sense? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So if I can break it down to phases, would you say like this was more of your phase one? And I know the audience might not be able to read this, but this says best,
Yeah.
the organic channels, best when starting out, good for learning the market, slow but cheap. Yes, this is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
true. If
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
speed, you're going to have to move to these other channels. But would you say like for Be Hard in particular, this was phase one, organic channels, phase two,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of influencer marketing, and then
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
phase three to really get it to 1 million ARR, well, you're going to need some paid ads to get it to
Yeah,
1 million
exactly,
ARR.
exactly. Yeah,
Got it.
in our case, right, right, right.
I
But just
love it.
like for organic, I don't know, like for from your experience,
Yeah.
do you, because you work a lot with ASO, right?
Yeah.
And you have a lot of content on your channel, like about the ASO. It's really hard to get into ASO, right? Because there is so much
Dude, for
competition
sure.
right now.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's, and usually like for 90% of the products that you're trying to do, ISO is not really a viable channel. If you're not validated that it is at the beginning, if you
Yeah.
validated that it
Right.
is before launching, So that's a viable channel. But if you're
Yes.
not, and you think I will improve my screenshots and I will get top one in fitness keyword or something, you're
Yes.
delusional. Yes, it's like
Yes.
it's not real. So,
Zach, I've been
but
saying
also,
this
yeah,
too. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, no, no. I just wanted to get to another topic about social media, organic organic posting. But
Yeah,
like,
please.
let's go to ASO. No, no, no. You wanted to say something, right?
No, I mean, I've been saying like you need a different channel to just say ASO. If you're just relying on it, it's like you said, this is what I like, slow. It's gonna be a grind. And most people just do not have the patience to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like
It's
like
really
my
slow.
YouTube channel and podcast, like it literally was 3 months before I actually saw any type of like real work or like real people being like, I'm actually listening to you. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's crazy. It's really like it's super slow. It's when you maybe it could be like a little easier if you put a sign to that in the formula. It could be a little easier. You can
100%.
just bump numbers a little, but like it's also like is it cost of acquisition to LTV ratio if it's good or not? But because if you just burn in cash, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
What were you gonna say? Were you gonna say something about influencer?
Yeah, I wanted to say like organic channels is also about like posting on TikTok, Instagram from your kind of like page or company page. So it we tried it. Well, I personally tried it. I tried to post like about how I was going through the challenges because I actually this is how I started the product. I was into the challenges myself. I was reading like David Goggins books and everything.
Yes.
I was like for some part of my life I was like super into that, and that's how I just like built a product for myself at the beginning. And yeah, and I tried to post on also on social media. You just trying. So I also
Yeah.
didn't have like a lot of money in the beginning, and I tried to do everything, especially right now with like AI generated content. I think it could be much easier to ramp it up than before. Yeah, so for example, you probably also know that you can use like your face and to make your talking videos like pretty easy. And yeah, it's not that like as a super good or something, but like it could for testing could be the right. So
Yeah.
it's like, and you
Yeah.
can try. There is like so it's also
True.
kind of like what you're trying to think, what you're trying to come up with, to get like this organic traffic. It's really hard, and like yeah, it's really hard, but you can make it. You actually can make it. Yeah. No, I mean
Love it.
like it's like for the audience. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys, you can make it work. I've seen a lot of people making it work, like making like viral posts about their product. I think like really important thing about it. I can add about the organic. I think it's really important like to have super interesting product for the organic like social marketing, because if you have like just a note taking app, it's just like it's not really interesting enough like to get like to this virality point when there's like millions of views. For example, if you in Bay Area, you for example you understand like for example like Luli or something.
Hmm.
they uh, they were like on the hype because of the idea that you can cheat like the interview, for example, right? Like
Hmm.
you're trying to cheat like exams or some other products, and this is viral, just like people thinking, oh, this is great technology, like and trying to share it, just like, and that's how it get popular. Does it make sense? Like it should be
Yeah.
something, this is about the feeling really,
Yeah.
but you need to understand that it should be something like so new and interesting for the people
Yeah.
that people would like share it and try to use it also. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. No, it's a great point. Like, hey, because we even tried it with the utility app for social media organic posting. And Zach, we got like 70,000 views on all our videos. Like,
yeah, yeah,
but it was like a lot of videos, but collectively 75,000. But we didn't see too much growth. And I like what you said. Like the people that have done it, there's an inherent virality to this. It's an interesting product. It's already a good hook. And so it's less, it doesn't have to be as salesy as like if you're just doing I don't know, like a meditation app, like you're probably going to need ads. Like it's hard to make a meditation app go viral these days, right?
yeah, exactly,
So I
exactly.
like what you said there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it should be like this social post also should be about the product, because you can go viral like kind of like not talking about the product, but in some, because of some trend, for example, like all these companies like Duolingo or something,
Yeah,
they for example, they always go viral, but not because they are talking about their product, right? So because they're repeating some trends from the TikTok, anything. It's okay for Duolingo, it's their brand and everything, but will it work for you specifically? Because if you don't talk about your product, probably people will not download it like just from the video, from the viral video. So does it make sense? Because
yeah,
like
absolutely.
this viral video should be about the product. It should be viral thing about it. So,
Zach, I
or
think we
for
just came up
example,
with something. It's
yeah.
okay. We lose market. Okay, product channel fit. There you go. You got to find the product
Yeah.
channel fit. We're gonna assume the market already understands because you've done the research. So you got to find product channel fit, and
Yeah.
that's that's the way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And for example, like one of the also great examples from recently, this you probably heard about it, like Riz AI. I don't know, like this product.
Riz AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like this is a viral idea because like if you never seen like this product that trying to help you like on the dating on the Tinder, like to message a girl, for example,
Yeah.
it just like you say, oh nice, this could be a great product, and that's how I think got viral at the beginning, right? So
Yeah.
for example, Reese,
Yeah. I
100
saw that
millions
too.
like downloads, I know it's generated replies, right?
All right,
So
Zach, let's
yeah,
answer some questions. We got Josh. Good to see you. Shane. Good to see you.
what's
Kev. Good
up,
to see
guys?
you. All right, let's answer Ken's questions. I don't know if we did. How long do you spend time validating?
Let me think. I'm trying to remember. I don't have a specific period actually. I also tried to make it like quick, to be honest. Like I tried to get like through all the tools that I showed, for example, there,
Mm-hmm.
like on the all social media. Also, like TikTok have like, for example, number of views for something,
Mm-hmm.
like some keywords, and usually I think it doesn't take more than like a week or something. Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm
it
if I
it
had to
depends
guess.
also. Yeah, I think it's also depends. Do you do a lot of interviews with users? That can take some time for, but like a tool like market, maybe some interviews with other founders too, that usually can take more time than just like analyzing all the like for example, like products that on the market, all the maybe marketing channels that they use and stuff like that. It's pretty easy usually, especially if you have money to invest in these products.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Sammy, I can get into this. Let me see. Yvonne asks, technical question regarding ASA. Should I add a bunch of long tail keywords with exact match? I'm currently running a campaign with 3 keywords on exact match and I'm not seeing great results. So Yvonne, I did it. A lot of long tail keywords do not have traffic enough to do like get you any volume. So what I would say is with exact match, like increase that bid a lot more. Talk about what John did was try to get that 90% convert like impression rate so that you can get the full visibility, full picture of how these keywords would perform. But we had a client where we're spending $60,000 a month on them, and we only had 2 exact match keywords, variations of those 2 keywords, but like literally 2 keywords that were actually converting well for them. And we then moved to what we called basic plus campaign, and that worked out a lot better. So Yvonne, I don't think long tail keywords, no, they don't work. I've actually tried it on my app and it didn't work for
I
you.
agree. I agree. Same
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Okay. And then Shane, because he's a buddy, regarding the product marketing slide, when you are first starting, don't have these metrics, how do you determine initial app pricing and marketing budget?
Initial app pricing. Oh, it's actually a good question about the pricing model. For example, just if you have a competition in the market, just copy it first,
Yeah.
and then try to yeah. So it's like don't make it complicated, like super complicated. Maybe if you have different monetization model, it's getting a little harder,
Right.
more difficult. I mean, and or you're trying to do like something innovative. It's also a little. There's a lot of books about that, but like just copy your competition and then try to as here for example cycles that just Steve showed, and then try to identify bottlenecks and improve it as a monetization. About the marketing budget, let me think. It depends on the channel.
Yeah.
Usually
Great point.
yeah, usually like there's super rough number, that you need at least 10K like to launch some paid ads like Meta, TikTok. It's not like super backed like from the number, and it's usually backed from the experience. So it's like just like all this. I know all these like products and companies that thinking about how to launch, and if you don't have any information, just use it 10K rough numbers. But if you have if you have some numbers about the product, maybe some benchmarks, try to make calculations in terms of what metrics, marketing metrics you need, and yeah.
I like it. I'm going to get to the one last question. Frank says, would giving the influencer a discount code to share with their audience be a way to help with attribution?
Yeah, it could be 100%. So it's like it could be, but it doesn't attribute like I think around 10% or something of users. You can model from that. For example, if you understand always that, for example, you do your first influencer marketing campaigns and you with a code, and then yeah, what and then you understand like what is the percentage of these users putting into the code, for example. You then understand the percentage of users, and then you can model it to all your future campaigns. It's one of the ways, yeah, but still it's still typically pretty difficult, yeah.
Hey, Zach, I'm going to skip over some few things just to save time, but
Yeah.
is there anything from the monetization side that you want to share with this slide?
Monetization test, it's just like some example of monetization tests, also applying it as a cycle, trying to identify the cycle. Is it like, and trying to understand like benchmarks from the market. Is it, is your conversion rate high enough? Is your prices high enough? Is it, maybe it's too high? And try to use, there's a lot of great like resources online with like A/B tests with examples. Yeah, so I really recommend just getting into the web. For example, usually like this is best practices that usually work if you haven't done any tests. Discounts really work. If for example, a user didn't convert the first time, you try to make it convert like with discounts, like free trials. You just if you try to make if you have good product enough, so try to make trials with high prices so driving motivation, and then sorry, I need to pricing breakdown and stuff like that. Sorry, 1 second, I need to get into the meeting room.
Okay, you got to go. Okay,
yeah.
we'll see you. We'll see you in a bit. How about that? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll answer some questions. Adam says custom product pages with custom link, influencer link. Maybe, Adam, but not really. Like maybe you can send like in their profile, your influencer's profile, you can have that CPP and be like, hey, that download link. But a lot of people with influencer marketing and UGC content are going to just go to the app store and search for your app. And so part of the downside for influencer marketing is you better be number one for your brand from an ASO perspective, because people are just going to look and search for that brand in ASO. So that's extremely important as well. All right. And then I got Sammy as well. Okay. He's almost back. Sammy says, how to optimize CAC and get cheap CPIs on videos. We get high click-through rates, but very low conversion rates. Then I would really look at Sammy, I would look at your screenshots and your app icon. Is it matching with whatever you're saying in the videos to where they're ultimately landing? Because if it's a high click-through rate, they're actually clicking on your ad. But there's a disconnect between what they're seeing from the ad to what they're seeing on the product landing page, right? And I'm assuming this is for Google, on your product landing page. So you have to fix that, because we have seen that. And sometimes optimizing for the wrong things, like we've seen this particularly with Facebook ads. If you're optimizing for clicks, Facebook's going to get you those clicks. If you're optimizing for installs, Facebook's going to get you those installs. Are the clicks going to lead to installs? Maybe not. Are the installs going to lead to actual trial activations and sales? Maybe not. And so think about what event you're optimizing for, and if they're that one. And then secondly, think about like if there's a disconnect between the video and the actual landing page or the product page as well.
Yeah. I totally agree. Can I also add something? Yeah.
Sure. You're
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. I'm here.
You're
I'm here.
frozen, but we can hear you.
Yeah, really? One
Yeah.
second. Let me reboot my camera. Is it okay now?
Go for it. You're still frozen, but okay. Zach? Let's see if he's back. Okay. Mm. Yvonne says, I've seen an alarm app that's giving $5 for each friend that the user brings in. How does that could work? Yeah, I've seen other apps that do this too. I had a guest previously who did do this, and what he would say is, gift your friend this thing. So Yvonne, like those things work, but you have to have users for all that stuff. And so for me, like I'm gonna assume you don't have a lot of users. If you do, then those things can work, but those things only work if you have a lot of users. Happy Friday, my friend. All right. Adam says, what is the best influencer type offering for indies? Say I have some micro influencers in a niche and I want to launch with them an initial exclusive affiliate track and pay them. I mean, we've done some content. If you, man, I can't find it. But if you do a search on YouTube under our channel, there's influencer affiliate marketing for indies. That video covers it. He kind of does it himself. What I'll just kind of summarize for you while Zach comes back is what he did was he found podcasters in his niche to talk about it. And podcasters are always looking to monetize because trust me, doing a podcast ain't gonna monetize shiznit. So what he did was like, okay, they understand affiliate marketing, right? You can't just go to anybody and they understand affiliate marketing. Podcasters understand affiliate marketing. And then he tracked everything down to the sales and he would just pay them out. And he's an engineer. So he built out this entire tracking flow. But within App Store Connect, you can also do offer codes. And that offer code can help you kind of track influencers. So that's another way to kind of do it that way. You can give them discounts there. Cool.
Yeah.
Zach, I don't know what you're trying to
Yeah, I
add.
just wanted about the
Yeah, go
CPI
ahead.
and everything. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like sorry, just like there's something going on with the connection in the office.
all good,
Yeah.
bro.
So
Yeah.
basically, I think also one of the important things about like the content itself. You said like there should be 100% like the connection between
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
funnel and the but like
Mhm.
the creatives is like super important. Like the creative strategies that you put behind like the really the video that works one of the thousand could be like your best video that with a lowest CPI and everything. So yeah. So it's like it's really
Do you
important.
ever turn off videos, creatives, Zach?
You mean
Like,
like turn off if they don't perform?
no,
Or
like if you, let's say, well, yeah, okay, well, let's answer that one first. Yeah, turn off if they don't perform.
yeah, of course. Yeah. So it's like if
Okay.
it doesn't perform, just like turn it off. Yeah, makes
What
sense.
about videos that aren't not getting any type of views from Meta? Let's say you have, a campaign, an ad group that has like 5, 10, 20 videos, and you love this video, Zach. You love this video, but Meta says, no, I ain't showing this video. What do you do in that case?
If I like the video but it doesn't perform,
No, you love the video, but Meta's just not showing it. Like it's showing something else. Meta is saying, hey, Zach, no, you think it's cool, but this video is a lot cooler. And this is the one I'm going to keep showing to people.
if you really usually it's Meta knows really great because it knows like the audience and everything. But like if you really believe in some video, just like and you want to test it 100%, like for example in the Meta or TikTok,
Yeah.
just put it into one campaign without
Okay.
into one campaign without any other ads, so any other videos, and it will
Give you
yeah.
the numbers.
So
There you go.
yeah.
Love it. Easy answer. Simple answer. I love it.
Yeah, give
Okay.
it a push. Just like if you also put a pretty high budget for that too. It also like works if you really want to give it a try. Yeah.
Zach, how are you in time? I know we're over time right now. We still have an
Yeah.
audience.
I'm
You
okay.
good with
Maybe
that?
to get into a little late. I have a next meeting, but I rescheduled it. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Take
Yeah.
that, sucker. No, okay. Whoever the next meeting was. All right, Zach. Well, I want to get into the app audit. So if you got to go, I can do the app audits by myself and then we can cap it, or do you want to stay for the app audits? It's up to you. I don't think I'll go longer than
Let's stay.
10:30.
Yeah.
Okay. You okay? All right. Then I'll save everything else for your key lessons for the very end. All right, Zach. Well, let's go into the app audits and let's start with some dad jokes. All right, Zach. Well, you're the guest. So do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'm okay to go first to try it first.
All right.
So the joke is, I wondered why the baseball was getting closer and closer. Then it hit me.
Oh, shoot. I love it. All right, Zach. Zach, I just opened my water and my electric bill at the same time. I was shocked. There you go. All right. So put Z if you thought Zach's joke was better, and put S if you thought my joke was better. And we're going to hook you up with a free Indie App Santa promo on us. Like Zach was talking about, all the little growth hacks. Indie App Santa is one of those growth hacks as well. All right, Zach, we're going to take a look at Serge's app. He's got Foxy Notes. He wants to know how to drive more traffic to his Android app called Foxy Notes. And maybe we'll give him some UI UX tips. But anything you want to highlight off this right now?
For the Foxy Notes, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, basically, like for me, it was I actually checked the app itself. Yeah, it's like a note-taking app, like to-do list and everything. And I wasn't sure how, to be honest, I was making money. I did a pretty quick check, so that's why I really can say, for example, you can go into some like paid ads and like try to get like more traffic from there. But yeah, so it's like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree too.
Yeah.
If Android and iOS ASO is a little bit different. With Android, what I would do just from an ASO standpoint, but remember, slow but cheap, okay? Slow but cheap. It'll take a long time. So you want to put the keywords in the left because it's Google. Google likes that. Google SEO likes that a little bit better. And then what I've also found is create custom store listing pages. So if you've got like this default could be just about notes and note taking. The other one could be a custom store listing for to-do lists. And then another one could be about, I don't know, recording audio. So you would create custom store listing pages because you can have a whole new app store presence targeting that specific keyword. And that's the way to go about it there. So that's the best way to do it here. And that's what I would suggest. If you want faster results, then run Google UAC campaigns. It's cheap, target a specific market and run it. I mean, certain markets we've been able to get to like less than like 10 cents per install, right? Like it gets pretty cheap. So even in the US, you can get it for pretty decent cost per install. Will they convert? That's what you got to figure out. But with Google ads and for Android apps, you can do TROAS campaigns. And so I forget what the T stands for, but you can do ROAS campaigns and you can force Android, because Android does it. Apple should have this. Apple, come on with Apple ads. But like Android will know who converts, who doesn't. They have the attribution already, and you can try to start campaigns that are going to be ROAS positive.
Yeah, also like if you expand in like to these keywords like recording, for example, it's really like I know for sure like from in the App Store. Usually it's a great thing also to prepare your screenshots like for the specific keyword. Recently iOS App Store did it. You probably know that.
Yeah.
That you can, for specific keywords, you can prepare like specific CPPs, custom product page. Yeah, and it's also, so basically you're trying to get into this new market of recording, for example, and you try to prepare all your kind of like product page for that.
Love it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the app, Zach. It's the same questions. I feel like I'm saying the same thing. Thank you, Adam. I see Adam's joke. All right, welcome to Foxy Notes. Let's give some feedback to this app. Import, sync your data. Love, customize your notes. No subscription needed. Okay, one-time in-app purchase. Happy note taking. Cool. Oh, they don't even have the onboard. You don't. Where's the?
So I was I was confused because there are no. There is Unlock Premium.
I'm only doing this, Serge, because you fill this out. But come on.
Yeah. So my recommendation, like for this, like for the premium and stuff, it's it just like put it on the onboarding. Usually, it's the best practice. Yeah.
Yes.
Try to make like A/B tests and see how it works in terms of monetization metrics like RPU and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like conversion rate. Yeah. Just like
what I've also found is that if you if you force people to sign up first, they're not going to pay you. Like usually they won't. So show the paywall. If they say yes, you can then ask them to sign up, but at least show the paywall, right? Like paywall,
Exactly.
sign up, and then the payment screen. But yeah,
And it's
it's
also like I maybe spent like a couple minutes for that, but I didn't fight. I wanted to take your money, my money. I mean, and I didn't find the
yeah,
place how to give you money. It shouldn't
I
be like
know.
that. You should just like right away see where to get where to pay. Yeah, so it's like that's
Agreed. If you could fix that, Serge, you'd be fine. Vaughn says Steve's joke was funny, shockingly funny. Well,
shockingly funny.
shockingly, thank you.
Yeah,
Whoops, Yvonne coming
yeah.
up
It's
with
one
you.
more. It's one more.
Adam said, "What did the lonely girlfriend give her bearded developer boyfriend for his birthday? A linter brush. I don't know what a linter brush means, but maybe that's too geeky for me, Adam.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, H. Who won the dad joke round? Give it to us.
So the score is 3-2, Steve, and the winner is Steve P. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The
Okay, H is getting
master, the
better.
master dead jokes for sure.
All right, let's pick a winner, and then maybe we don't even need to pick a winner anymore because it's the same people voting. But go ahead, give it a spin. Thank you to our sponsors, Encore, and then Apps Flyer, App Screens, and then B7 Dev as well. All right, Josh.
Josh.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well worthy. Well worthy winner.
Yeah.
Josh. Oh, Josh. No, not a worthy winner. He voted for you. Wrong answer, but okay, worthy winner. All right. Thanks, Josh. Hey, Josh, I'll hook up. Just email me and we'll hook you up with a free indie app sound on us. Okay. We got one more app to look at, monetization strategy. Okay, let's take a look at Christian's app real quick. Whoops, let me pull it up. Whoop. Whoop. And whoop. For those just listening, that's me doing stuff on my computer. All right. Christian says monetization strategy. We're having difficult navigating users to our guides page where they can book in-person tours, which is the only way we make money. Oh boy, do I got the best tip for you. Okay. Zach, do you want anything to say with this screenshots and App Store presence for Christian?
Yeah, I will. Let's start with you, and then I will add. I have some things to say.
Oh, I got nothing because I'm gonna stick straight. We're running out of time, so I'm gonna go straight to monetization, Zach. But you go for it. You go for it here.
Okay, yeah. So basically, I think from my like really fast research, it's just like interesting, like that all the competition, like kind of like super big companies. Have you seen that? It's just like $1 billion companies, right? So from Europe and stuff. So it's like, and it's really interesting, like to understand like how do they get to this point and more understanding. But like it's probably gonna be hard to get to this point like them. But whatever. Yeah, let's. I wanted to say that because. There are like two products and others not as successful at the so kind of like really small. That's could be a red flag usually. Do you agree, Steve? Or
Yeah, I mean it's tough. Like I've got ideas, and I've got a friend in this space, so I don't want to like give like too much stuff. But yeah, like it is going to be difficult. But I'm assuming they've got some downloads, so
yeah.
that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about the monetization a little bit since that's what they asked for. But yeah, I agree with you because I book all my stuff through TripAdvisor, and I'm now showing off Christian's competitors, but TripAdvisor and then BeHard is where I normally book that stuff, and so I feel like it is heavily branded stuff that people go to.
Exactly. So, but like I also have some like thoughts about the payment, because it seems like really important stuff about it is actually recommendation, right? So because for example I got into these products like of competitors and they recommended me some trips that are around me, really. So for example I live in San Francisco and they recommended me trip to Muir Woods, which is like half an hour from me, so it's like it's great for nature and everything like that. So but when I got into this app, it's recommended me trip to Spain. So it's like which is like much harder to, maybe they just like focus on Spain, maybe Italy somewhere. So
that's
you see
probably
like you Yeah,
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 that's probably what they're. That's why I'm like. So what I would do, Christian, is use email, right? Like have an onboarding. So this was like pretty much the first screen. Have an onboarding, like, hey, like we specialize in Spain, Europe, Spain, France, Greece, like all the European countries and maybe Asian countries. So like what have you found your next trip? Where are you most interested in to? And then be like, look, everybody loves Tokyo, everybody loves Paris, like the popular notifications. Ask for an email and then try to grab emails in the onboarding process. Allow them to skip so they come here, but really think about emails marketing. And given that you're specific to these particular places, I mean, I would bid on these keywords. I would bid on Barcelona. I would bid on Madrid. I would bid on Paris. People do search for that stuff. Tokyo, like there's a market for that. And so this is where ASA can help you with this. And but email is going to be extremely important because if you can get their email address, then you can really get them to almost buy one of those guides or tours. Because I'm assuming you make money off of in-person tours and you have data on where they want to go because they signed up, maybe they search for Barcelona, download your app. You have data on Valencia, and then now you can use email marketing to get them to try to convert. You don't have to try to get them to convert in the app. You can use other channels to do it.
yeah.
That's for sure it will work for you, Christian. Grab their email addresses. Okay.
I think it's really good advice. Well, one more thing that it's like I think for this could be I checked also competition products and they have like less actions to the payment and it's more clear than it's more clear action to the payment seems like something like you have maybe like 4 or something. You also should scroll to this like button or something, but like in them, yeah. Let's check it to make it. Yeah,
So
for
here.
example, you choose Valencia, then you choose Basariant. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then you choose guide profile, and then you need to scroll, and then you can pay here. So it's like,
Yeah.
but like from other products, they have only one action. You choose the city first, and then there's
Yes.
just like pinned button there. So it's like just check availability, and that's it. Yeah, seems like it's much easier steps than here. Like it's around 4 steps. Maybe you tested something and it works better in some way, but yeah. Also, one of the confusions for me was when, as you said, Steve, there wasn't onboarding. There also no onboarding for other products too. But when I first opened the app, I was just like confused. I didn't know. I didn't know. I wasn't sure what is going on, to be honest. Like, what is the product about? Maybe if you like fill this gap with marketing, it's okay. But I just saying my experience. I didn't say that it's like it shouldn't be that way or something. Just saying what I felt
No, it's
without
good.
no proper context. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see how we can check out. It is. Oh my god. Oh, see, now they're asking for onboarding. Yikes.
That's why they do it. They try to optimize like for the conversion rate for this like first,
Yeah.
and they remove all the steps. And
Yeah.
usually it's the funny thing, from all other products, I didn't say it working here, but long onboardings that communicate the value more.
Yeah.
And people just feel that they being listened to, that you got in their like information for some best recommendation or something. They can convert more later, even if there are more steps. Which
Yeah.
is kind of like contradict what I said before, but it's a
Yeah.
little bit different thing. So it's
Yeah. Now that
yeah,
I've seen this, Christian, I would do that onboarding. Don't make them give you your email address. Get them to ask those questions. Then say, hey, we've got the top places, local hidden gems for you. You want to put in your email address. And then we're going to send you the top hidden gems in Paris and give us your email address. They can skip it so that they can get here. But if they give you their email address, then you got them and you know exactly where they want to go. And now you can, here it is, France's hidden gems. Like, this is it. And be like, hey, this 2-hour gem, blah, blah, blah. You got all this data. So yeah, he tried too hard to get people into the door, but like, you don't know anything about them now. And so how are you going to monetize them? You don't know anything about them.
Yeah, basically this is page. This is a
Yeah.
page where I can get like to this
This
like
is way
to the
better. Yeah. This
yeah,
is a way
yeah, and
better. This is a way
it should
better than
yeah,
the
it
other
should be
crap.
shown at the beginning, seems like that. And
Yeah.
then when you pick reserve and everything, maybe even pay, then you put all the information. Yeah, right? Is it? Do you
Yes.
think it's
Agreed.
because you said about the email? Yeah.
And one thing I would do is we change one thing, Zach, for a client, we change his subject line from like, the benefits of hit workouts to our most popular workouts, 2x the actual workout completion rate. And so people are willing to, like, say popular tours. Just say, here are the most popular tours. Cause then now I'm like, there's inherent like, oh, I want to go to what's popular, right? I want to see where the long lines are. Anyways, that's what I would do. Just instead of calling it tours, just say popular tours, because then they know that, hey, these are the places to go to. Because we don't know. That's why we're traveling there. That's why we're looking at an app to get a tour
Yeah.
guide. Like, we don't know where to go. So we want to know we want you to tell us where to go. All right,
And I think
Zach.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, we can go all day, bro. I'm willing. I can talk all day.
I already rescheduled the meeting though. So yeah. So basically, I think also if you make this like perfect combination of marketing and the right recommendation on the first page to make it like a great funnel, it will increase the. For example, for the Italy, you tried to market some specific areas to go to. Yeah, and you also do like videos about that. Like for example,
Mhm.
I don't know. Let's get to the San Francisco examples because it's really easier. For example, San Francisco, you can go to Lake Tahoe, like in 3 hours here, and just make ads about going to Lake Tahoe and make it specifically like for this area, maybe I don't know,
Mhm.
and then present on the first pages specifically these trips that you recommended to similar ones because people were interested in that specifically on the ads. So even if they will not choose like the one that was marketed, they maybe should choose something that is similar to that. Maybe
Yeah.
it is top of my mind, to be honest. I'm just trying to get anything that is could be useful.
Yeah, I agree with you. Personally, I like this tours page a lot better than this like explore page.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree totally. So I think just like from the like also I just go into competition because they work. It works. It's just like it's just saying you the best on like the best for you, and there's just like trips. You just go in there. You can pay right away. Seems like you just choose a date. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's it.
that's it. It's
Super
that
simple.
easy.
Yeah.
All right, Christian, keep us posted. Zach, let's end with this. This is your key lessons along the way. Yeah. And then we'll say goodbye.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, just like
not
some
goodbye.
summary.
See you later.
Yeah, see you later. Yeah. Especially we can meet, so it's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just like
Right.
a little summary. Just identify opportunities, shift faster on experiments, scale what works. That's pretty easy. And like remember the loop of experiments and everything. Yeah, so it's like it's just key points for them easier to remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, it is that simple. Look, the more simple, it's what people say is it's a lot more difficult to be simple than anything else. Like simplicity wins. And so love these key lessons. It is a math problem. It is that simple. All right. Zach, this was awesome, man. I want to thank my sponsors, App Screens. If you want to do those screenshots, like Zach said, and you don't want to hire this expensive agency, you want to try to do it yourself, App Screens does amazing templates that you can just start A/B testing right away. And you'll be surprised if they win over any of the agencies, mine included, that would go. So it's a do-it-yourself type of template. Really great stuff. Apps Flyer, everybody knows them about attribution, and B7 Dev. If you want to get your app developed and you don't want to do all that coding yourself, go check them out. And go check out BeHard. If you want to get better, feel better, look better, get challenges, go check out BeHard.co and live in the App Store as well. Zach, you going to MAU Vegas?
Actually, no. Are you going?
Yes, I'm going to be there. So does that change your mind?
Maybe. We'll see.
All right, let me know because I'm going to do a workshop there. And so if you guys are interested in coming to my workshop, just email me. Don't even care. Not going to make you do anything. Not going to make you fill out your own little email form. Just email me, steve@masters.com, and I'll hook you up with a summit for us. If you already paid, don't ask. Okay. You already paid, but I appreciate you for paying. All right, guys. That is it. I am not shocked, by the way, that people have stayed. So thank you so much. But I am completely grateful for you guys staying this much longer. 2:30. People are already leaving. They're like, "Oh, Steve's about to say goodbye. You don't want to say for the goodbye?" All right. Thank you, Ken, for being here. Yvonne, thank you for being here. We'll see you every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Next week, we're going to talk to David Bernard from Revenue Cat to really break down, hey, what is happening in the subscription app space? What are the trends? What are the interesting monetization tricks that are working today? And they got a whole lot of data, and you're going to be shocked by some of this data. And I'm going to share some of the info that I've learned along the way. All right. Every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. I'll see you. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Zach. Bye.
Ciao.